Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2003 Mercury Grand Marquis. Up front is a 4.6 liter V8, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Grand Marquis because it's been a little while since I've driven a Panther platform, and this is one of the vehicles that I consider to be an automotive palate cleanser, meaning I drive a lot of other vehicles here on the channel. I've been driving a lot of EVs, a lot of new stuff, a lot of classic stuff, but this to me feels like home base. This feels safe to me. This feels like coming back from war, sitting in my own comfy chair and sighing a big sigh of relief. That's what this car feels like to me, and so I'm excited to share a Grand Marquis with you. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 4.6 liter V8. Well, that is the 2-valve engine, also found in similar year Mustangs, and it's known as the modular V8, meaning it was also shared with the Ford Explorer, the Ford Crown Victoria, of course the Lincoln Town Car, and a version of it was used in the Marauder as well. However, that was actually the 4-valve engine. And this one has had some minor things done to it. It actually has a metal intake plenum because the factory ones are plastic and they all crack. So if you're looking at buying one, ask about the intake plenum. Different pulleys, things like that, and it is tuned so it's a little bit zippier off rip. With that stuff added onto it, the V8 does feel a little bit happier. It feels a little bit more free, which is a very, very welcome feeling here in the Grand Marquis. A traditionally grandpa car actually has quite a bit of life in it. This is grandpa with 2 knee replacements, a hip replacement, and a pacemaker. This is an unstoppable grandpa. And it's nice to know that like just little tweaks to the modular V8 wake it up so much. These are not hard things to do, and it does improve the driving experience a lot. Like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic transmission, and it's fine. I, of course, would love a 5th or 6th gear when cruising on the highway, especially given the fact that this has a posi in the back. I would have liked a highway gear, but that's okay. We're having fun around town. Last but not least, about the drivetrain, as I alluded to earlier, it is rear-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the Grand Marquis? Well, as I mentioned, the engine modifications actually do wake this car up. It's a lot less lazy than it used to be. That being said, it still has a very comfortable ride. It is that sort of floaty, boaty, big sedan that you might come to know and love from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, just here in 2003. I like it a lot. It's been really, really wonderful to drive. Visibility is good. Ride quality is, of course, amazing. All right, let's just see what it'll do. It's got some pep in its step. It's definitely got some pep in its step. It's not the fastest thing in the world. I'm not going to go home and brag to people that I went quick in a Grand Marquis, but it's awake. It's alert. And that's the biggest thing. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 5 gauges. Off to the left is my battery voltage and fuel. In the center is a speedometer, and off to the right is coolant temperature and oil pressure. On the steering wheel, we do get cruise control options, which is very, very nice, especially for 2003. Off to the left, we do have our headlight switch, gauge dimmer switch, and climate vent, as well as our pedal adjustments and traction control off. And moving out of the door, we have our seat adjustments up high, really like that. Then we have our power mirrors, power windows, and power locks. Moving into the center, we get our radio, CD player, and AM and FM. Also get a cassette player, but that's it. Nothing fancy here for 03. We get a nice Grand Marquis logo in the wood accenting. Rear defrost, and then we have our climate controls, so fan speed off to the left, temperature in the center, and where to send it off to the right. We do have pull-out cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test. And it fails. I always get comments on this that the little fingers at the edge do come out. Yes, they do. They still don't account for the big friggin' bottle, so it is unfortunately a fail. Then we do get a bench seat up front. It's technically 2 different pieces, but it comes together to form a bench, and there is a 3rd seat belt. Absolutely love this. and they are incredibly comfortable. The Panther platform has been one of the most comfortable cars ever produced, especially here in America, and that is very clear by the seats. They are so incredibly comfy, and I love these seats. I want these seats as a sofa in my house. That's what I want, because they are just so gosh darn pleasurable. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, around the back of the Mercury Grand Marquis, and this is really where you want to be. I did not mean to make that rhyme. While knee room isn't the best, the seat is a little bit further back. The seats back here are wonderful. I wish I could convey how comfortable they are over camera, but I can't. I wish I could, how do I say this in a not creepy way? I wish your butt could feel what my butt is feeling. Is that allowed? You know what I mean. I mean it in a nice way. I mean, this material is so warm, so inviting, just so great. The seats, you sink right into them. They are couch-like, and a big part of me just wanted to review one so I could just get some good REM sleep in the back here, just because it is so comfy and cozy. I love the Grand Marquis. I love the Town Car. I love the Crown Vic for this reason, and they're just great. They are truly, truly great back seats. We don't get any sort of amenities. We do get a center console that's just a big, cushy brick, but no vents or anything like that. No niceties here in the back of the Grand Marquis. Just you, your butt, and a comfy chair. And that's all I could ever want for the rest of my life. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. Right around the back of the Grand Marquis, we do have a little keyhole here, and the almighty Grand Marquis / Town Car / Crown Vic trunk. This is so freaking big. I actually had a friend that did sleep a night in the back of his Crown Victoria when he was kicked out of his house momentarily. And so you can sleep back here. There is enough space for that. The spare tire does sit up on that shelf, but honestly, like, this is just an obscene amount of trunk space, and I love it. And I miss cars that had this. I could fully get in, curl up in a ball, and get some good sleep as well. This is just a great sleeping car, whether it be the backseat or the trunk. You can make it happen in the Grand Marquis. Absolutely love that. And pull it right back down. There you go. Lovely. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and the owner has done a couple of modifications to the looks as well. It has a Ford Crown Victoria rear trunk garnish. It has Cobra R wheels, custom taillights that are no longer available, painted grille, things like that, little touches here and there. I've always liked the look of the Grand Marquis. I think it looks well. I think all of the Panther platform vehicles look really, really good. And they've aged really gracefully as well. They have that classic look while still being somewhat modern. They're not the most modern things in the world. They're not cutting edge and filled with technology, but they look still presentable here 23 years after this car came out. That is no small feat. So I have to say, I like that a lot. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving yet another Mercury Grand Marquis here on the channel? Well, why would I drive another one? Why would I waste my time driving yet another Grand Marquis? Well, I'm not wasting my time. I love these cars so much, I will continue to drive them until World War III, which seems imminent these days. But until then, I will be driving Panther platforms. I think they meet at the perfect vertex of new and old. They are new enough to have fuel injection. They have cruise control, and they have modern enough safety features like an airbag and traction control. I have AC. You know, this isn't the 1950s anymore. So I like all of that newness. I could drive this today, and heck, I am driving it today with modern traffic. I can keep up with modern traffic and still feel modern enough. However, it's not too modern where there's a giant screen looking back at me. It's not too modern where the V8 has been neutered. It's not too modern where it's bogged down with tech. And that's why I say it's at this perfect vertex of new and old. I feel the same way about the GMT 800 platform. Those SUVs are so great because they are modern enough to keep up with modern traffic and be your only car, but they're also old enough to not be riddled with so much technology that is just going to break. These engines in these Grand Marquis are incredibly reliable. They're stout. This car will last hundreds of thousands of miles. We know that. It's proven to do that time and time again. If one car made it to 1,000,000 miles, that's a fluke. 2 times is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. And this car has a long pattern of being reliable. And yet I could drive it to a modern place. I can wear modern clothes and feel modern enough while behind the wheel without suffering old car issues. And these cars are so lovely. They're tunable, they're modifiable, they're easy to find here in the United States. They made a bajillion of them, whether that be the Grand Marquis, Town Car, or Crown Vic. And so this is just that era that it just works out. It was a golden age that we didn't even know was a golden age. And I'm sure people will say, oh, you know, I actually prefer the older stuff. I'm sure you do. It's fine. But the older stuff isn't going to have airbags like this. It's not going to have traction control. It's not going to have some of those modern livable features that make the car nice without ruining it. You gotta love a Panther. And here today, I certainly love this Grand Marquis. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Connor for letting me borrow not only his Grand Marquis, I also reviewed his F-150, so please go check out that video when it's available. Connor's been wonderful to work with. I really appreciate him fitting me into his schedule, and I look forward to filming with him again in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.